Rebel Volleyball is on.
What a barn burner we have here tonight. Rich leading 16-15, set and match point for the third time. Kendall Staple to serve. Staple down the line. Giles passes up into the net. A Crawford drop in Randolph's service ace.
The 2019 season starts a new chapter of Rich High Volleyball as coach Wendy Lamborn takes the reins and leads the Rebels onto the court.
It's stuffed. Epic recreation block of the game by Eliana Brown.
Crank up the volume and join us for Rich Rebel Volleyball.
Stacy back corner, perfect spot.
On Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Brown sets high and outside. Hatch hits down the line, back corner, she got it in there. And the Rebels win on a Bear Lake Realty kill from Sydney Hatch.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In of Casper, by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Plains Tire, Evanston Regional Hospital, Cash Honda Yamaha of Cache Valley, and by mylocalradio.com.
The Eagles barely get to it, but it's stuffed. There's your epic recreation block of the game. Sage Tingy read that perfectly.
And now, Rich High Volleyball fans.
Wallenstein, a laser that hits the top of the net, rolls over the top and in. A fourth service ace in 5 serves by Allie Wallenstein.
Pull on your lucky socks, set your seat to full recline, and get ready to cheer on your Rebels as we head courtside to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan STEINECKERT.
Good morning, welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center. And boy, the match between South Summit and Grand went to a third set. Grand ended up winning 2-0, and they cut the warm-up time to just a minute and a half of serving back and forth, and we're ready to start this match. Rich versus South Summit. Rebels have the Town and Country Realty beginning serve, and it's Allie Wallenstein serving toward you at mylocalradio.com. And if you're listening online at KADQ FM 98.3, thanks to Alyssa McDaniel being ready to roll this morning and getting us on the air quickly. Rebels set it up after South Summit returned it. Rebel attack is Doug, set up and hit down the line in the corner, drops in. South Summit leads 1-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. I hope I've got names correct for South Summit. I didn't have a chance to talk with their coach, listed as Dallas Giants on the UHSAA website. But it looks like there's a woman that's been kind of taking the lead in the South Summit huddles and on the coaching bench. Either way, South Summit leads 1-0 in the Rolene Kennedy set number 1. Rebels hit down the line, and it's deflected and dropped in. A Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. Had to skip through our Town of Randolph pregame show. Scene Set normally brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. And since I mentioned it, let me show you the Scene Set screen real quick here in a moment as South Summit serves, or Rebels serve, and South Summit returns. Cornea sets high and outside for Rich. Stacy hits back line, dug by the libero, Taylor Worthen. South Summit hits long and out. Rich leads 2-1. And looking at that Scene Set real quick, Rebels now 18-7 overall. They've gone 3-1 here. Richfield lost this morning against Panguitch. As for South Summit, 13-10 overall. A service error by Rich ties the score at 2. And 2-2 here at Richfield. They lost to Grand earlier today. And I'll tell you in a moment what the Wildcats did yesterday. 6-2 in 3A's Region 13. Rebels receive. Cornea sets in the middle. Staple hits toward the back corner. Doug, but then a second touch not there. Give Kendall Staple the Bear Lake Realty kill. South Summit yesterday lost in 3 sets against Richfield. 3 very close sets. And then beat Monticello in 2. Beat Delta in 2. Wildcats set it up, hit cross court. J.C. Cornea with a comprehensive family dental lunging dig. Hatch passes it over. And again, it's Worthen libero sets it up. High and outside, or digs it up. So high and outside, Sadie Eiting hits into the Rebel block. It's deflected out of bounds. 3-3, we are tied in set number 1, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Service by Kinley Gines. The Rebels shank the receive, and a service ace gives South Summit the 4-3 lead. Starting for the Rich Rebels, J.C. Cornea, Sydney Hatch, Allie Wallenstein, McKenna Stacy, Kendall Staple, and Sage Tingey not in the libero jersey for this set. She's playing a right side, outside, or opposite hitter. Rebels hit down the line, dug up from out of bounds, and the hit by Worthen gets over Sydney Hatch and drops in 5-3. So the Rebels adjusting their lineup here without Eliana Brown. Tingey moves to that opposite hitter, and the Rebels will go without a libero for this, at least for this match. Got a couple of players on the bench, but Taylor McKee needed for the JV match. The JV team went undefeated yesterday and beat Grand this morning. South Summit barely able to dig it up and keep it alive. Cornea lunges out and sets it. Staple passes over. High and outside, big hit into the net, misfiring. Sadie Eiting, the outside hitter, brings Rich to within a point, 5-4 in this Rolene Kennedy first set. Normally our scene set is brought to you by Rich County 4-H, and our coaches show usually presented by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. Comprehensive Family Dental lunging or diving pancake dig by Sydney Hatch, but it doesn't quite get enough air underneath it, and the Rebels can't play it after that. 6-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. South Summit leads. Josie Crittenden serves, and the Rebel serve receive doesn't find its way over the net. Crittenden will drop back and serve again. Rebels touched it a couple of times, so no service ace for Crittenden. Rebels set it up, and Wallentine touches it down the line. Pass high, back set, punched over by Eiting. Tingey. Wallentine hits cross court, and it's dug up to the other court, to court number 1. Bear Lake Realty kill for AWOL. Rebels lost earlier today, 2-1 against Panguitch. It was a close match, and Panguitch ended up winning set 3, 15-12. Serve received by Gines. Eiting slaps it across with the right hand. Rebels Kendall Staple, Comprehensive Family Dental dig. Wallentine crushes it cross court, dug by Worthen and passed over. Cornea up front. Tingey with the set into the middle. Hatch's hit is stuffed. Middle blocker. Kaylee McNulty. This South Summit roster that was provided is not listed in numerical order. So finding net, in fact, I've rewritten most of the players that I've seen on the court so far for the Wildcats, but I had McNulty out of order as well. Anyway, that's my issue. I apologize. Stacy just digs up an attack by South Summit, slaps it across from the 10-foot line. Wildcats set it back up, hit cross court, drops in. 9-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels went undefeated yesterday against Millard, South Sevier, and Milford. But, boy, down 9-5 early on in this Rolene Kennedy first set against the 3A South Summit Wildcats. Service by Eiting. Rebels receive. Staple. Cornea sets in the middle. Hatch tips it over the block and into the hole of the defense. But South Summit digs it up, sets it up, and hits it down. 10-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And that was McNulty from the middle with the kill. Rebels take a timeout. We'll take one as well. Try to catch our breath and continue on when we return from this T7 Propane in Woodruff. Timeout on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
In Rich County, we know that our children are our future. Helping our kids grow into kind, productive adults is a community effort. This is Rolene Kennedy, Auto Farm Chevrolet's Rich County representative, serving my neighbors for more than 20 years. My kids are Rich High School graduates. When you need a vehicle, come and see me, new or pre-owned. I'll always treat you with respect and honesty, the Rich County way. Auto Farm Chevrolet, we're a community-driven dealer. Go Rebels!
Oh, we had to skip through the Christopher Staple family starting lineups. Christopher Staple family wishing the Rebels the best. In the town of Lake Town Ledger, Rich against South Summit in the last 3 years, 2-1, but lost last year 3-0 against the Wildcats. South Summit serve into the net. Service error gives Rich the point and the service. Sage Tingey wearing number 22 for this match. Serves, and it's received by Kenley Gines. Pushed across, Tingey digs. Cornea sets in the middle. Hatch hits cross court, drops it in front of Gines for the Bear Lake Realty kill. Sydney Hatch had 7 kills in the loss against Panguitch this morning. Rebels will also take on Grand County this afternoon at 1:30. We'll have that match right here on KADQ and mylocalradio.com. Tingy serves, set up, and Cornea on the overpass tried to happy birthday drop it back down and just touched it too softly. She had a big open space right in front of the net or right over the other side of the net and just tap through a little too soft. Cornea sets, Hatch hits back to her right, and Worthen digs, set up, blocked by Allie Wallenstein. But the South Summit Wildcats dig it up. Rich sets it up again. Wallenstein crushes it cross court right at Eiding's kisser. And she ducks out of the way, trying to keep it alive at the same point. Couldn't do it. Bear Lake Realty kill for AWOL. And the Rebels are within 3. Wallenstein serving toward us at mylocalradio.com. South Summit in the grays. They hit. Tingy dives to make the dig attempt and can't keep it alive. 12-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. South Summit leads. Set number 1 brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Service from Reagan Sanderson. Rebels set it up, and Stacy crushes it past the block and threads the needle between Sanderson and Worthen for the Bear Lake Realty kill. Pretty hit by McKenna Stacy. Maybe a Dr. McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. Sydney Hatch serves right at Gines. It clipped the net, took a funny deflection for a Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. Rebels climb to within 2. 12-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sydney Hatch serves again and again. It hits the top of the net and drops in. This time a little more slowed down by the nylon for the Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. Hatch came into the weekend 17th in the state with 47 service aces. She's at least at 50 with one earlier today against Panguitch as well as the 2 you just saw. Rebels scrambling and can't keep it in the air. 13-11. South Summit leads by a deuce in the first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Rebels lost in 3 earlier against Panguitch. They'll play Grand later today after sweeping Millard, South Sevier, and Milford yesterday. Stacy comes in hot, fires it down. Worthen digs, slapped over. Comprehensive Family Dental diving dig by Wallenstein. Then she pops up and hits it across from the 10-foot line. South Summit, quick set, back corner right side. Drops in 14-11. That quick set so dangerous. And Kinley Gines showing some quickness to get up there and pop it down to the corner. 14-11. Wildcats lead. Service by Kirsten Atkinson. Rebels serve, receive, and don't get a good attack. 15-11. South Summit with the kill. You make sure our broadcast is available on mylocalradio.com. Service. Tingy receives. Quick back set for Cornea. Staple hits into the block, and it's dug up backwards. Or dug up, not dug up, blocked to the floor on the South Summit side. Kendall Staple with the Bear Lake Realty kill. Set up high and outside. Rebel block. Long, goes a long ways and bounces out of bounds. Point to South Summit. 16-12. Wildcats on top. Here in this first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Service from Kinley Gines. Rebels serve receive up at the net. And Cokeville with the point on the service ace. Getting a message that our video stream not available on mylocalradio.com. Let me look into that here as we continue to go. Stacy hits. Wildcats dig. Rebels block. Kept in the air, but the Wildcats can't control it. 17-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Stacy serves. Passed high. Hit. Rebels block, but on the wrong side of the net. 18-17. Wildcats with a 5-point lead. Serve receive. Wallenstein. Cornea passes back line. 10-foot line for McKenna Stacy with the hit. Dug backwards to the back line and passed over. Cornea up front. Perfect pass. Tingy sets high and outside. Wallenstein punches it across. And then slap back. Dug up and out of bounds by the Rebels. 19-13 on the station on main scoreboard. Just got a message that the stream is working. Coach Cindy Stewart wanting to watch the match. I hope we can get that figured out for her. Wallentine hits the Wildcats dig, hit down the line by Eiding, and Rich digs it up, sets it up, and Staple passes it over and out of bounds. She just passed, put a little too much on it, on the angle, out of bounds. 20-13 rather, on the station on main scoreboard. Service from Josie Crittenden. Rebels get a good pass, set it up. Wallentine cross court just too long. 21-13. Rebels have got to find a side out, pull things together, gather themselves, I think, mentally more than anything. Service to the back line. Stacey, good pass. Cornea high and outside for Wallentine. AWOL hits. Blocked again on the wrong side of the net, this time by South Summit. Point to the Rebels. Bear Lake Realty kill number 3 of this first set for Allie Wallentine. And the Rebels trail by a touchdown, 21-14. Staple serves, Worthen receives. Set high and outside for Eiding. Hit cross court, stapled with the comprehensive family dental dig. Rebels set it up, and Wallentine crushes it, deflected by the block, and it dropped in on the back line. 21-15. Allie's 4th Bear Lake Realty kill of this Rolene Kennedy first set. Staple serves again. Gines, good pass, quick dump set. Cornea digs, Tingy high and outside. Wallentine hits down the line too long, and it would have been out, I think, anyway. 22-15. South Summit needing 3 points to take this first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Eiding back to serve. This is Sadie Eiding. Again, our starting lineups, going back to that, brought to you by Christopher Staple family. Dump touch on the attack by Sydney Hatch. Back the other way, quick attack, and South Summit with the kill. 23-15 on the station on main scoreboard. South Summit pulling away. And 2 points away from a first set victory. Cornea high and outside, a little too far outside. AWOL's hit deflects or ricochets off the antenna. Point to the Wildcats, and they have set point, 24-15 on the station on main scoreboard. Set point, Eiding with the service, long and out. Service error. Penguins did not have a single service error in their win over Rich this morning. That was impressive, to say the least. Tingy back to serve for the Rebels. Trailing 24-16. They need 8 straight to keep this first set going. High and outside, down the line, that's the game. 25-16. Eiding, no, that was Kirsten Atkinson with the kill and the win. And a final in the first set, 25-16 on the station on main scoreboard. We'll take a quick break and be back with set number 2. This first one was brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet.
You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cache Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cache Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Each team with one service error and 2 service aces in that first set, but South Summit's attack a little more effective in set number 1. Rebels trying to refigure rotations a little bit with Sage Tingey moving from where she's been all season long as a libero into back the right side or opposite hitter. And that's where we saw her a lot last year. But Ellie Brown kind of took that spot this year with Sage moving to libero. And with Ellie Brown's ankle injury yesterday, Ellie not able to play today. Rebels thought they'd change the rotation up a bit and put Tingey at the right side or opposite hitter and run without a libero. Rebels receive the service, set it up. Hatch hits from the right side, set hit from the middle. Tingey digs, Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Hit through the block, dug up somehow, passed over. Tingey or Sage able to dig. Cornea and then Hatch with the hit past the block. And it wasn't the power on that hit by Sydney Hatch, but the placement perfect. She hit it off the block you could see that from this angle off the right side of the blocker's arm. Sydney Hatch with the Bear Lake Realty kill. Looking for the Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace, doesn't get it. South Summit slaps it over. Hatch digs. Cornea in the middle. High set for Staple. Back right corner. Drops it in. Bear Lake Realty kill for Kendall Staple, her third already of this match. We're in the second set, brought to you by the Town of Woodruff, and our beginning serve of each set is presented by Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Pam Cornea, you can reach her at 435-779-0012. That's 435-779-0012. Thanks, everybody, for your responses to make sure we're getting things, have this stream going. I really appreciate all the messages to reassure that things are working. Appreciated very much so. 2-1 service error. The Rebels went long and out. 2-1. South Summit trails with the service, attacking toward you at mylocalradio.com. And a pretty serve. Wallenstein, good pass up. Cornea high and outside. Stacy crushes it cross court. A lunging dig from her knees. Dug up. Rebels dig and set. High and outside again to Stacy. Hit into the block. Deflected out. McKenna Stacy with her third Bear Lake Realty kill of the match. Second set presented by Town of Woodruff. Mayor Scott Savey, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell. J.C. Cornea serves. Wildcats set it up high and on the right side. Rebels dig, punched over by Tingey. Worthen on the back line, passes, pushed over. Staple digs, Cornea high and outside. Staple hits back corner, got it in there. Kendall Staple with her fourth Bear Lake Realty kill of the set. And Rich leads 4-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. South Summit had a close match with Grand earlier today, but ended up losing. Rich will play Grand later today after losing to Penguich this morning. J.C. Cornea serves, went off her hand funny, drops low and into the net. And the Rebel lead is down to 2, 4-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats serve. Boy, their numbers are hard to see. It's a light number on a white or on a light gray jersey with a very thin black outline. Kayla McNulty from the middle hits and finds the floor. She got it over the Rebel defense but dropped it in bounds for the kill. 4-3. I think this is Gines serving, but again, tough to see those numbers from this distance. Yeah, that is Gines. Rebels receive, set it up, hit down the line. Stacy just misses wide left. 4-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We're tied. Rebels had a 4-1 lead, but South Summit has scored 3 straight. Kinley John serves. Sydney Hatch receives. Rebels set it up, and Kendall Staple with another Bear Lake Realty kill. Staple with her 5th of the match already. That leads the team. Allie Wallenstein has 4. Stacy Serves, back line, it's in there. Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. 6-4 Rebels lead. Wallenstein, Tingy, and Staple up front here in this Town of Woodruff second set. That ball went up 2 rows into the bleachers after bouncing on the back line. Stacy running jump serve. Played high, passed high and right side, tipped over, but a Wildcat in the net gives the Rebels the point. 7-4, Rich leads by 3. Up front there, the right side hitter, Alexa Atkinson, number 3. Rebels Stacy serves way long and out. 3rd service error of the set already. Take take those away, and Rich leads by more than just 2, most likely. Back to serve. Goes number 7. Maybe I saw that number wrong. I don't see a 7 on the South Summit roster. Wallenstein hits cross court. Rebels got a good pass. High and outside. Eiting hits to the back line. Stacy digs. Cornea into the middle. Staple touches Worthen with a diving dig. Dump set by the Wildcats. Cornea digs. Tingy high and outside. Wallenstein down the line. Deflected, shanked, passed high and over. Stacy digs. Cornea in the middle. Looks for Staple again into the block. Drops down behind the defense. 8-5 Kendall Staple with another Bear Lake Realty kill. It looks like a number 7. It might be number 2, Josie Crittenden. Again, so tough to see these South Summit numbers on a light gray jersey, white numbers with a very thin green outline. Stacy passes up front, Cornea into the middle. Hatch hits it. She's blocked, digs it, and Stacy pushes it across into the hole of the defense. 9-5, McKenna Stacy with the Bear Lake Realty kill. Rich on top by 4. With Kendall Staple serving. Spins it in the right hand, slaps it with the left. Worthen receives, not a good pass, and the Wildcats just pass it over. Cornea, Tingy high and in the middle. Hatch punches it across, but a double touch on the set gives South Summit the point. 9-6. The Rich lead drops to 3. That is Josie Crittenden. I thought was a number 7, but it's a number 2. For South Summit. Cornea passes, sets high and outside rather. Wallenstein hits cross court off the upper arm of Eiting, and then the Wildcats pass it over. Nice hustle to keep it alive. Cornea high and outside. Wallenstein touches down the line to the back corner. Gines digs. Quick set. Dig by Kendall Staple, a comprehensive family dental dig. Rebels slap it across. Wildcats dig, set it up, hit down the line. Cornea digs. Stacy passes up front. Hatch touches it across with 2 hands. Wildcats dig, set it up, hit it over and out. Long rally there, and the Rebels come out on top with the point. 10-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sage Tingy back to serve. It's different to see Tingy in the blue jersey. We've seen her in the white libero jersey all season so far through the first month and a half. Stacy, nice lunging comprehensive family dental dig. Great pass. Hatch hits, stuffed. And J.C. Cornea tries a little soccer move. Can't keep it in the air. 10-7. Rebels lead by 3 with Kinley Gines. No, Taylor Worthen checking back in. The libero set to serve for South Summit directly toward us. Stacy receives. Good pass. Cornea high and outside for Hatch. Moving out to outside hitter for the moment. Her hit is dug up. Rebels cannot dig the attack from Kirsten Atkinson. And the Wildcats have climbed to within 2. 10-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Worthen to serve again towards you at mylocalradio.com. Tingy, good pass up to Cornea. Back set, and Wallenstein hits. It gets past the block, but dug up. High and outside. Eiting slaps it across. Rebels set it up, and Wallenstein punches it to the back line. Worthen digs. Good pass up front. Set in the middle to Gines. Deflected. One punch hand in the air by Stacy, and Tingy passes it over. Hit down the line. Big time hit by Gines. That set too quick for the Rebels to recover or set up the block. 10-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Point there to South Summit, and Rich's lead is down to 1. Tingy receives. Cornea. Stacy from the 10-foot line. Jump attack. South Summit digs it up. They set. Pancake dig for Rich. Third touch is over the net, and the Rebels keep it alive with a comprehensive family dental dig. Punched across. Tingy digs. Cornea high and outside for Hatch. And Sydney hits too long on the roll attack. that set not quite far enough outside to where Hatch had to run forward and then slap it back and hit it too hard. 10-10, that ties the score up. Set number 2 brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Worthen serves. Tingy's receive or pass, not great. Rebels set it up, and Wallenton slaps toward the back corner. Barely dug up. Gines hits on the quick set. Deflected, and Stacy digs. High and back outside. The Wildcats go. Hit into the net. Wallenton was there for the block, but the hit was low and into the net. 11-10. Rich retakes the lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats took the first set 25-16. Wallenton serves for Rich. High and outside. South Summit goes for Gines. Hit, blocked. It rolls on top of the net and drops back to South Summit's side for an Epic Recreation block by, I believe, Sydney Hatch. Serve, receive, passed high to the outside and slapped over, and a little roll attack that just found the hole in the Rebel defense. Tingy dove down but couldn't dig it up. 12-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebel lead drops to 1 with, I believe this is Ellie Reedhead serving. No, I'm not even close. That was Reagan Sanderson serving. Rebels receive, set it up. Hatch hits cross court from right to left, and it's dug up. Worthen, touch attack from Gines. Rebels dig, set it up. Stacy's hit is blocked and kept in the air. The Wildcats hit is blocked and kept in the air. And Stacy, two-handed touch into the hole of the defense. Bear Lake Realty kill number 5 for McKenna in the match. And Rich leads by 2, 13-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sydney Hatch set to serve for Rich, away from us at mylocalradio.com. Gines with a funny pass, but they don't call her for the two-handed touch, or the 2 touches. Passed high, and passed over. Quick set, Gines hits to the back corner. Rebels had no time to get anywhere near it. 13-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Did I say 13-12? That is our score here in the town of Woodruff second set. Service from the Wildcats. Wallenton with a diving serve receive. Wildcats set it up and slap it back. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Hit into the block. Ties the score at 13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. South Summit took the first set 25-16. Rich looking to bounce back here in set 2. Wallenton, nice pass up front to Cornea. High and outside. Stacy's hit. Blocked. She tried to dig it up, but couldn't control it. And the Wildcats retake the lead 14-13. That might be their first lead of this second set. They've tied it a couple of times, but had not led here in the town of Woodruff second set. Wallenton receives. Cornea from the right sideline. Sets into the middle, and Staple gets everybody moving left. Hits it back to her right for a Bear Lake Realty kill to tie the score. Kendall's 7th Bear Lake Realty kill of this match against South Summit. Rebels will take on Grand later today at 1:30 on the schedule. Cornea serves, passed backwards, passed high, and passed over. Tingy from the right sideline passes up. Cornea sets, Staple hits. It taps the top of the net, rolls over. A diving dig keeps it alive for South Summit. They'll tap it across. Staple digs. Cornea high and outside to Stacy. Pushed across, dug up. High and outside to Eiding. Her hit is blocked by Kendall Staple. Epic Recreation block. Again, Eiding, and her follow through is in the net. Or was that a Rebel in the net? And point to South Summit. It was a Rebel in the net. 15-14, Wildcats lead. Serving toward us, this is Kinley Gines for South Summit with the service. Hatch passes high, Cornea high and out, high and in the back line. Wallenton's hit, overpassed. Rebels set it up, and Staple hits it toward the back corner, but dug from up high. Eiding hits, Rebels block, and another Rebel in the net. 16-14. Wildcats lead by 2. They had not led until 14-13, and they've pushed out to a 2-point lead. Hatch serve receives. Cornea in the middle. Wallenton pushes it across with 2 hands from the 10-foot line. Eiding comes in hot. Wallenton digs high in the air. Cornea passes up front, and Stacy passes it over. Almost finds a hole. It works, actually. A diving dig goes up, over, and out on the Rebels side. 16-15. give McKenna Stacy. I don't know if that actually counts for a kill. Was she trying to attack or just clear it over? Either way, the Rebels get the point on a Bear Lake Realty kill or not. McKenna Stacy with the service, looking for a Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace, not going to get it. High and outside, Eiding, big hit. Cornea dug it, but in the wrong direction, 17-15. Sanderson, the setter. Boy, she delivers a nice, low, quick set, and Eiding ready for it. Comes in hot, hits it hard, and the Rebel block doesn't have time to set up. South Summit with the service. Wallentine receives off to the right. Cornea sets in the middle. Staple hits back toward the back corner, but it's dug. Set up in the middle, and Gines cracks it down. No, not Gines, but Kayla McNulty. 18-15. Rebels trail by 3 in set 2. Brought to you by Town of Woodruff. Rich needs to come back and win this one to force a Rich County government third set. Rebels lost the first. High and outside, Wallentine slaps with the left hand. That serve a bit too far outside. Eiding hits big cross court. Dug up to court 1, 19-15. Critical point here. Coach Lamborn recognizes and takes a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabie and council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Ken Stewart, and Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell welcome you and say,
Go Red Rebels!
Set number 2. South Summit leads 19-15. Rebels lost in 3 to Panguitch this morning, and they lost this first set 25-16, 19-15. Rebels have got to make a comeback. Wallentine hits hard, and it's blocked on the South Summit side of the net. I thought that's what it looked like, but South Summit looked to celebrate. The Rebels didn't really much, but a Bear Lake Realty kill for Allie Wallentine. Service from Kendall Staples, set high and outside for Eiding, hit back line, too long, just out of bounds. Rebels let it go, and Stacy on that back line said, I'll let that one go. It was out. That back line judge emphatically said it was out, but the up official overrules and gives the point to South Summit. From this angle, it looked out. Of course, I'm at a worse angle than the up official is to make that call. We're both at worse angles than the back line judge to make the call. Cornea sets in the middle. Hatch hits back corner. That one certainly in. Deflected to the floor. 20-17. Hatch with a Bear Lake Realty kill. Her third of the match. Rebels need a few more points here to keep this one going. Tingy serves. Lunging serve receive. They go high and outside, and they hit by Kirsten Atkinson. Rebels deflected it on the block a little bit into the air, but not nearly enough. Worthen will drop back to serve and try to take South Summit to a 2-0 victory. Rebels trailing 21-17. Tingy, nope, Stacy passes up front. Cornea, Hatch hits, blocked, digs. Cornea pushes back across. Worthen sets it up. Quick set right side, and running around the back is Gines hitting too long. 21-18. That's a timing play there, and Gines was there on the timing, but just hit long. Allie Wallentine serves. Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace, no. Could really use one. Set high and in the middle, hit into the net. Rebels may have blocked it as well. It falls on South Summit's side. 21-19. Rebels within 2 with Allie Wallentine serving. Digs today brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Blocks by Epic Recreation. Gines slaps it over and finds a hole in the Rebel defense. Tingy lunged down but couldn't dig it up. 22-19. South Summit took the first set. We're in the second, and the Wildcats lead in the Town of Woodruff second set. Service. Rebels, good pass, set it up. Stacy hits, Worthen, diving dig. Sanderson sets high and outside, Eiding with the big hit. Rebels dig, and Cornea sets. Stacy passes it over. Worthen, good pass up front, high and outside. Again, this one is actually Kirsten Atkinson on the attack. Rebels set it up, Hatch hits, Worthen digs from the back line. Set up, hit, Rebels block, keep it in the air. 2 touches on the Rebel set attempt. 23-19. South Summit leads by 4. Rebels need a big time, 4 straight points at least. Tingey receives. Good pass. Cornea high and outside. Stacy hits. Blocked. She pushes it right back over. Sanderson sets. Gines hits. Back corner. No chance for the Rebels. Too quick on the set. 24-19. South Summit match point in set number 2, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. I believe this is Josie Crittenden serving toward us at mylocalradio.com. Tingey receives. Cornea. Long ways to get that set, and Hatch hits it across. Sanderson, quick set to Gines. Touched over. Tingey's there. Set up, and Stacy hits to the middle of the floor. Sanderson, high set, cross court. Dropped in front of Wallenstein. Allie couldn't take it. 25-19. South Summit wins in 2 sets. 25-16 and 25-19. Rebels drop to 0-2 for today and will face the Grand County Red Devils later on. We'll tell you more about that, plus the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show, including Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights and stats, and the Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar when we return for the post-game show. Set 2 has been brought to you by the town of Woodruff. And normally we'd have a set 3, but in tournament play, it's best 2 out of 3. So no Rich County Government third set. Rich County Government Rebels with a championship cause.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail." Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities, in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
Back on the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show, and it's time for a quick Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Jimmy John's at 113 Front Street in Evanston, where they spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh produce for your 30-second sandwich. Rebels, after losing 2-1 to start the morning against the Panguitch Bobcats, took the court against the South Summit Wildcats. And Rich, a good start. They were close through the first, half of the set. It was 12-11. Rich was within 1 after a couple of Sydney Hatch service aces. But then it was all South Summit from there. They outscored Rich 13-5 the rest of the way and took the first set 25-16. Not too different a story in the second set. In fact, the Rebels led for the entire second set until South Summit took a 14-13 lead. And from that point, it was an 11-6 South Summit run to win 25-19. The Wildcats win in 2. 25-16 and 25-19. Rich will get back on the court this afternoon at 1:30. That's the scheduled start time against the Grand County Red Devils. In the meantime, that was your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, where fresh and fast meat, 113 Front Street in Evanston. Stay tuned. More of the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. When we return, we'll have the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights and stats right after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and for the 3rd year in a row, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 100 for quality as well as best practices and critical access, with a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. So, when it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Back on the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show, brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Time for some Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights and stats, including the McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. The Wildcats won 25-16 in the first, 25-19 in the second, and the Rebels had it close in each of the first two sets about midway through, but South Summit went on runs of 13-5 in the first and 11-6, or closed out those two sets by those scores to win both of those sets, just pulling away down the stretch. Rebels finished with 3 aces to 4 errors. Sydney Hatch had 2, and I believe it was Kendall Staple with the other service ace. The Wildcats, 2 service aces, just 1 service error, so they were very efficient, if not extremely aggressive, but very efficient. And we talked with Coach Wendy Lamborn, and she talks about our first attack has to be the service. And a lot of other teams don't see it that way quite as much as the Rich Rebels do, and I think South Summit that way. I mean, if they can get an ace, they're happy for it, but their best attack is the attack, the pass, set, and then the kill attempt. They've got a big variety of kill attempts and or kill plays, so to speak, that the quick sets, the back sets, and things like that, and a pretty good team in South Summit that the Rebels just lost to. That was your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights and stats. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, count on us to care. The McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game, those 2 aces in a row in the first set by Sydney Hatch. That brought the Rebels to within 1, 12-11. Kept things close in the first. Your McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. All right, one more quick break on the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. We'll be back with the Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar after this.
This is Rich Revel Senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to farming and ranching, it makes good sense to work with a lender who understands finance and agriculture. Western Ag Credit is an independent cooperative owned by the farmers and ranchers who borrow from it. With competitive rates, your loan is tailored to match your business needs. Real estate, livestock, equipment, and operating expenses. When it comes to farming and ranching financing, Western Ag Credit in Evanston is your partner in agriculture.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities, in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Back on the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Rebels lost 2-1 against Panguitch this morning and lose 2-0 against the 3A South Summit Wildcats in the second match of the day. One more match coming in Saturday morning pools in the championship bracket. The Rebels will play Grand. That match is scheduled for 1:30. And we're not too far behind now. The Grand and Panguitch match, which just got underway, was scheduled to start at 11:30 and started right about that time. So Rich and Grand expect that to start right about at 1:30. We'll have a pregame just a few minutes before that, an abbreviated pregame show. And then Rich will take on Grand. Now, the fact that Rich already lost against Panguitch and South Summit, Rich will probably drop down into the silver bracket for single elimination later this afternoon and play Richfield, I think, the top team from Pool E, North Summit, maybe the other top team. So South Sevier and North St. Pete, a couple of teams that I would guess Rich will play against later on today. But first, we got to get past the match with Grand, and that's coming up at 1:30. Again, our pregame will start about 1:20 for that match this afternoon. Moving along in our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show, if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, you see the Roundup calendar graphic brought to you by Western Ag Credit, your partner in agriculture, at 848 Front Street in Evanston. And looking ahead to the rest of today, Wyoming Cowboys football tonight at San Diego State. Join Kevin McKinney and Dave Walsh for all the action. Pregame starts at 7:30, and you can tune in right here on KADQ FM 98.3. Looking ahead to next week, picture retakes at South Rich Elementary and Rich High School, and the Rebel Cross Country team is at Region Cross Country in Murray at 11 a.m. Tuesday, both those events. Wednesday, the Wyoming Cowboys football coaches show is at 7:07 p.m. right here on KADQ. Then Thursday, Rebel Volleyball and football back in action. Rebel Volleyball at Tabiona, the football team hosting Monticello at 4 o'clock. Our pregame coverage will start at 3:15. Next Friday, the school city training at 8 a.m. in the Rich High School Computer Lab. And looking ahead to next Saturday, and the Cowboys celebrate homecoming with the New Mexico Lobos in town at War Memorial Stadium. And you can listen live to all Wyoming Cowboys football games right here on KADQ FM, the Wildlife 98.3. We also call it Rebel Radio. Either way, it's right here on the radio. That's your Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar. Western Ag Credit, a lender who understands finance and agriculture. Again, a 2-0 loss against the South Summit Wildcats. Rebels' overall record this season dips to 18-8 ahead of this afternoon's match against the Grand County Red Devils. Make sure to stay tuned for that one. Our pregame will start right around 1:15, 1:20 as Rich takes on Grand. That wraps up our Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show. Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Don't miss our next Rebel broadcast again about 1:15 as Rich takes on Grand this afternoon. For our camera, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley, and our producer, Alyssa McDaniel, back in the studio. I'm Ryan STEINECKERT. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk with you again soon.